Okay. Hey, y'all. So excited to get to hang out and talk to you guys tonight about why somebody who is a busy professional would decide to build a business like this too. Because the reasons might actually surprise you. Okay. This is Plexus Freedom Team. And what you need to know about Plexus Freedom Team is that we are a team of wildly driven men and women who we have big vision, we have big goals, but you guys, we have big work ethic that matches it. We feel extremely passionate about the products that our company offers because we believe that in order for people to operate at their highest and in their highest callings, they need to physically feel their best. And we believe that for the most part, root issues of health like hormone balance, gut health, inflammation, those are the things that kind of cripple us as people. And we believe there are options to create healing environments in your body with the use of natural supplements. So we're very, very passionate about the products that our company offers. And listen, I'm just as passionate about the opportunity that also comes along with Plexus for a lot of reasons. And I'm going to get into some of that in a minute. But you're here tonight because somebody has shared an opportunity with you. And listen, if you're showing up tonight with limiting belief or skepticism or fear or anything like that, what I hope that you know is that you're welcome here. It's totally normal and it is completely okay. I would be completely remiss if I did not admit to you that when I started this, I had limiting belief. I had fear. I struggled a lot with scarcity. So it's completely okay that if you find yourself here and open but nervous, maybe you're just doing your friend a favor and coming to listen in because she asked you to. No matter what brought you here, I want you to know I'm glad that you're here. And I could show you a success story from someone in our organization who started out with the same limiting belief that you might have shown up with. So glad that you're here. A little bit about me before we jump in. My name is Christina Williams, and I am a Diamond Brand Ambassador with Plexus, which if you're not familiar at all with our industry of social marketing, that means nothing to you. And that's completely okay, because what I hope that you notice before this call is over tonight is that I'm just a regular, ordinary soccer mama from Middle Georgia who grew up knowing I would always be an educator of some sort. But there's really nothing special about me. Absolutely nothing. Like I said, I have 4 kids, all ages and stages. My oldest will be 20 years old this year, and my baby just turned 6 this year. So we are kind of just a full-blown circus over here, which I love. I wouldn't change much, if anything, about our life because there's really not ever a dull moment. So I have a master's degree in reading, literacy, and language. I have a specialist degree in child development. And like I said, I just thought that I would teach for 30 years, retire, and live on a modest retirement income. And that would kind of be the story of my life. And what I'll tell you is this: I never, ever aspired to be wealthy. I don't know anybody that goes into education because they have this desire to go and make a lot of money, right? And so I'm no different. I joined the field of education because I've just always loved helping people overcome learning difficulties, like taking a new concept, simplifying it, and then helping someone overcome and move past into further and more complex things. So that's kind of the story. But the truth of the matter is this: it did not take me long as an educator to realize that even though my expenses were going to continue to increase, there was going to be no way for me to guarantee an increase in my income. I was already very well educated and making the most that the state of Georgia said I could make. So my income was absolutely capped by that salary breakdown. And, there's no way to teach harder or more creatively and make more money. There's also no way to utilize the benefit of overtime hours, even though I very frequently worked overtime hours for free. I could have, worked a part-time job with additional hours away from my family, but that was something I already began to struggle with, just the time away from my family. So with my older 2 kids, I was actually home with them until they started kindergarten. And then I started teaching the year that my oldest son started kindergarten. And so when we decided to expand our family a few years into my teaching career, that was different. I wasn't home with the baby. And suddenly I was having to, remind the babysitter that, listen, this baby does nothing for the first time under your watch. I don't care if she rolls over. I don't care if she plays in a symphony. You don't tell me about it until I've seen it with my own eyes, because I just couldn't handle the idea of someone else seeing all of her first, her first rollover or her first walk or, her first anything like that. I couldn't stand the thought of me not being the first one to see it. So I endured. We had a great babysitter and I just made the most of it, right? I didn't really have any other option. We depended on my income. And so when we decided to expand our family again, and I was pregnant with baby number 4, that is actually when I was in the beginning years of building my business. So I just want to kind of take you through that journey, what it looked like to go from a very, very hard no to the business to semi-open to all in, I'm doing this thing. So as you can see here, Plexus helped me a ton with my health. I had battled uncontrollable high blood pressure for years and years and years, and had been on 5 to 7 different blood pressure medications at any given time to try to balance it. So I'm actually medication free now and have been for 8 years. It also helped me lose an immense amount of weight. It allowed me to come off of my anxiety medication. And so I was a fan of the products. And I do think that you have to build your belief in something if you're going to market it well, right? Like I would not do a great job of marketing something that I could care less about. And for me, that's a lot of things. Like I'm not very bougie. Like I wouldn't do a great job marketing material things, or I wouldn't do a great job marketing makeup because I just literally wear the same makeup. If I ever wear makeup, it's the same makeup. So in order to market something well, it's going to have to be something that you feel very strongly about. And so I definitely felt strongly about our products, but I was still a hard no to the business because number one, I was teaching full time, had all these kids, definitely didn't have any free time. My kids were older. I had some babies. We were all over the place doing all kinds of stuff. And so the idea of using time to build an income felt kind of unfathomable, right? Not only that, but I battled this idea that I would somehow lose their respect. Like I had garnered a certain amount of respect by being an educator. And I was fearful that if I decided to do something like this, that I would lose their respect, that they would somehow think I was that girl. And let's be honest, I didn't want to face the fact that I might have to face some rejection here. So while I did love our products, I had zero experience in this industry. And I thought, I have no social media presence, none. I think I only had 100 Facebook friends, maybe 200. I had never sold anything to anybody, and I talked to 9-year-olds all day long. So I didn't really feel like I was set up for success here. But my friend Brittany, her and I had actually gone to high school together. And so when she reached out about the products, I trusted her enough to give them a try. And let's be honest, my health was in the garbage can. So I didn't really have anything to lose product-wise. But when it came to the business, it took her messaging me and saying, Christina, I just got my first paycheck from Plexus with a comment in it. I'm telling you, you can do this. And I thought, man, she's making a paycheck of that size from home while homeschooling her 5 kids. If she can figure this out, I think I can too. And so that is what caused me to say, you know what? If I can create an additional $1,000 a month for our family, that would be a huge blessing, because we always operated out of, like, we always had plenty, right? I mean, our needs were met, but we got paid once a month. And so if something happened, like the tire broke or the refrigerator went out, or it was time to pay for travel soccer, like there just wasn't a lot left over. So we would frequently charge it. We would just go into debt to provide the experiences we wanted to provide for our family. And so that mounting debt always felt like a lot of pressure. And I always felt like we were one emergency away from like a big deal, like being into some big trouble. And so the idea of bringing in an extra $1,000 a month felt like hope that maybe things could be different. So what is Plexus? Plexus is a health and wellness company. It focuses on long-term overall health at the gut level. So like I told you a minute ago, we believe that everything is rooted in either improperly balanced gut, which most everyone has, right? Or out of control hormones or inflammation, and most likely a combination of all of that. And so we all started, most of us came for the products, loved the products, realized we were going to be telling our friends and family about them anyway, and decided to take advantage of the opportunity because we share things that we're excited about. Like I tell people about the new boutiques that I found, or my favorite brand of jeans, or the new restaurant. So this was really no different. We come here, we decide that we love the products, they're helping us in our goals, and we just naturally start to share. And so we did, and this is some pictures of our team. And I'll tell you that what we have in common here, you would actually be shocked to know, is just a small list of attributes. We come from different backgrounds, we're different ages, we're from different locations, we have different mindset issues, we have different family dynamics, we have different religions, we have different everything. But what we have is a hunger for change in our life, a willingness to get out of our comfort zone, and just an ability to get comfortable being uncomfortable. So that is actually what I would say we all have in common. It took me about 9 months of doing this while teaching full time to match my teaching income. And I think that that's really important for you to know, because a lot of people think that in order to build a business, what you have to have is a massive amount of time. And let's be honest, whether you're a busy professional or a stay-at-home mama to a lot of kids, free time and extra time is just not generally something people have. And what I have learned is that busy people are generally the most successful here because we've just learned how to prioritize the most important things. And so this is no different. It's not a massive amount of time that you need to be successful. It's just a massive commitment to consistency and intentionality, because there's only a few things that move the needle forward in your business. And so just being consistent with those things within your time limitations over time is what leads to success. So I have seen people who work multiple jobs come in and build something very, very successful. And I tell my team all the time, if what they think is, well, if I didn't have my full-time job, I could be more successful doing A, B, or C. The truth of the matter is that's not likely. If you're not being successful with the efforts you're already putting into place, more time isn't really going to make a difference. So what you have to master is being more efficient, being better, being more effective, not efficient, more effective at what you are doing. And what I love about our team is that we have systems in place to help you be as effective as possible. So who can be a brand ambassador? Told you just a second ago, you have to be willing to work, you have to be willing to learn, and you have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. Guys, whether you decide Plexus is for you or not, be weary and leery of joining any team that tells you this is going to be quick, this is going to be super easy, this is going to be super fast. That's generally not true. Anything that comes quickly usually isn't going to stay, and anything that comes easy is not usually something you want. And so what we're looking for here is people who are willing to learn, willing to work, and willing to get out of your comfort zone. And the cool thing is what we have to provide you in each of these arenas is so much more well laid out and thorough than it was when we started. We just didn't have systems and training resources. And I remember we learned what we know from watching old YouTube videos on replay. And now we've got step-by-step mentorship programs available, which literally walk you through launching, getting going in your business, and then continuing to create that sustained success. So who won't be successful here? Let me tell you that. People who are lazy, not willing to work. This is called network marketing for a reason. This is not a lottery ticket. And I think sometimes people, they want so much for their circumstances to be different. But I think what you have to know is that if you want a change, you have to be the change. And so I'll tell you that this is what's required to be successful here. All right, so what do brand ambassadors do? Well, we share health, happiness, and hope with other people, and we help other people do the same thing. So we will teach you how to look for, or not really look for, just be aware of people who are struggling. You don't have to listen very long to find people who don't feel their best every day. Think about the last meal you shared with people. Generally, someone is going to be expressing needs that they have with their physical health. They're starting another new diet, or they're having to change what they've currently got going on, or there's always something, some new doctor visit, some new medication. Like, you don't have to look far to find people who need help. And I think more than ever, people are open to natural solutions, and Plexus can provide that. So same with our business opportunity. As much as I'm passionate about our products, I know that just as many people go to bed worried about their finances every single night than they do their health. And I have solutions for both. So we teach you how to talk to people about Plexus, to offer them solutions to what is ailing them in either arena. And then we help you get them off to a strong start, and we support them on their journey. So we serve our customers well, both with our products, with our community, and we want them to get the most out of their investment. So, and we always, always, always share the opportunity for someone to utilize their referral link here to create an additional income. So that's kind of what we do in a nutshell. All right, so what does it look like? If you were going to do this and you said, okay, Christina, I'm in. Teach me how to make $3,000 a month extra. What do I need to do? Well, number one, you got to be a product of your product. I told you that earlier. You've got to have belief in what you're offering people. Now, do you have to have your own results first to share with people? Absolutely not. And you say, well, how do you know? Like, what do you mean you don't have to have your own results first? How do I know what it's going to do for me so that I can tell someone else? Well, two things. Number one, most of the time, people don't actually care what something has done for you. They want to know what it's going to do for them. So I think about like a real estate agent, for instance. She doesn't have to go and get her own results with living in a house, taking a bath in the bathtub, and hanging her clothes in the closet to know that she can sell that house to a client. She just has to know, what is my client looking for, and what are the features of this house that would make it a great fit? Plexus is the same way. What is it that your friends are struggling with? How is that tied into gut health and hormone balance? And when there's that connection, Plexus can be a great fit because Plexus is rooted in science, right? Okay, you have to have conversations with people. Often these conversations are going to be started through social media, but that's not always the case. So for me, because I was working a full-time job and being mom every other hour of those days, I didn't get out and about a lot. I wasn't, perusing Target trying to find people to talk to about their health. Most of my business has been built on my computer because I could do it in the midst of our life. I could do it from the soccer field. I could reach out to people from the beach. I could reach out to people when I was on my planning period. So it's just a matter of initiating conversations with people, building connections, building relationships, and then when the timing presents itself, offering Plexus as a solution to what they're looking for. We also have the wellness community, which you see right here. It's a Facebook group, and we provide that for every single one of our customers. So they can come in, they can see health testimonies, they can get product tips. Right now we're in the middle of a step challenge. So they build that community and have that accountability with their products plus with their fitness. It looks like being part of our mentorship onboarding. Now, I told you the mentorship is like a step by step by step training system for people who are saying, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to create an income for my family. Where do I start? Our mentorship is literally, it's called step one. And then when you complete step one, you go to step two. So it's laid out perfectly systematic for you to complete and accomplish in your own time based off of your own goals, going at your own rate. Because here, you're in business for yourself. This is your business. You get to build it in the way that feels right for you, at the pace that feels right for you, but you're never in business by yourself. We are one of the fastest growing teams in the entire company. And I say that not to brag, but to just kind of assure you that you would be joining a team that is equipped and capable of supporting you. When you hit that first hurdle or you face that first sting of rejection, we're going to be here saying, hey, that's okay. I've been there before. Here's what I did to overcome. Or, hey, that's okay. That doesn't have to hold you back. This is my friend, Sarah, and she's been through something similar and she's still here. So you can do it too. We have customer care systems where we will help you support your people so that they fall in love with their products and they continue to order over time, creating that residual income, which is what makes Plexus so different than other companies. Other companies, it's a matter of how much product can you move repeatedly. Here it's how many people can you help love their products and invest in their long-term health so that they continue to order over and over and over again, creating that residual income and a very, very happy customer base. Okay, so social media and Plexus. Now, listen, if you're coming into this thinking, oh, Lord, social media, I'm out. Just know I had my own thoughts about social media because I just wasn't active on it. And certainly not the kind of gal that is always makeup or hair or like, I just don't have very aesthetically pleasing feeds on my social media. I'm just kind of a hot mess express all the time. And the idea of using social media just kind of felt a little bit foreign to me. So just know, tell yourself, social media is a simple set of skills that I can practice and get better at over time. Eventually, you'll learn to enjoy it. Believe it or not, it's still not my favorite part of what I do, but it is absolutely an avenue that has allowed me to exponentially increase my outreach. Okay, so social media, if you're trying to grow digitally, and I recommend that you do, because you guys, most of the economy, most of the business economy, it's going to a social selling format. I mean, things that 4 years ago you could not order online, it can be at your doorstep in 2 hours. It's just how most companies are going now. And so I do think you have to be adaptable to that. So word of mouth is always going to be the best seller, but if you can create a word of mouth personal connection online, what you've done is you have taken away the possibility that your network will ever be limited because there's millions and millions of people online, right? If you're only dependent on your market where you live, then eventually you run out of people. But here you just learn the skill set of expanding your network. And the first time you're able to take a stranger and turn them into a friend who eventually becomes a happy product user, you have solidified your success in the industry. Okay. So we will teach you here what it looks like to post consistently. We will give you content ideas. We will help give you feedback on what you're doing. But posting is kind of what lets the world know I'm open for business. Here's what I'm passionate about, along with the other things in my life that I'm passionate about. And if you're interested in this, I can totally help you. Okay. And you guys, one thing I want you to know is that people love to follow a journey. So when you're sharing your own journey with your products, hey, my box arrived today, or I'm having my first pink drink, people want to know what's going to happen with you. So as you continue to document your journey, what it does when you reach out and connect with them, it just kind of feels like, oh, yeah, I saw you talking about that. I'd love more information. Tell me how it's going. So it's inviting others to take a look to see if Plexus could be a great fit. So we will teach you exactly what you need to know. We have taken people who have had no social network, and we've taught them literally from the ground up, and they are finding crazy success. So social media is just a set of skills that anybody can learn and master. Okay, so how do we make money? I feel like this slide should be called Money, Money, Money. How do we make money? Well, we get paid several different ways and 5 different times a month. And listen, from a teacher who used to get paid once a month, I ain't mad about some weekly paychecks. I am certainly not upset about it. So if you decide to come in and get started with us and you start telling your people right away about about the products that we have, you can actually start making money as early as next week. So when you think about, any part-time job, if you were to go get a part-time job anywhere, you're going to have to wait until that pay cycle starts over. It may be several weeks before you get a paycheck. Here, when people start purchasing your products and trying our products, you're going to start getting paid as early as next week. So you get paid when customers order product from you, right? You also get paid when customers reorder from you. It's why we want people to fall in love with our products so that you're making a sale, and we'll talk about being in sales in just a second, but you make a sale one time, support their process. When they love their products, they order themselves. So you're getting paid commission monthly off of the sale that you really had to just go make that one time. And then you also get paid when people order from your people. So when you sign up Sally and Sally's excited about the results she's getting and she tells her sister and her mom, Sally gets paid and you get paid, right? Okay. You get paid also when your customers reorder. This happens 7 levels deep. You also get paid when you hit new ranks in the company. And if you hit those ranks within your first, depending on which rank you're going for, you can even get double rank advancement bonuses. So that's called the fast start bonuses. So not only do you get the rank for hitting or get the bonus for hitting your first rank, if you hit it within a certain time frame, they double it. And they double it for the first several ranks, which is super fun. And then we always have super fun monthly incentives. Last month, it was a Stanley Cup. This month, it's like a bento box. I have earned Apple Watches. I've earned iPads. I've earned hats, blankets. I've earned a vacuum cleaner. I'm trying to think of what all I've earned. All kinds of stuff. So you just never know what they're going to say. Like, hey, this month, here's this prize. But what I love is that there's never a month where they say, Christina, you didn't do enough for me as the company. We're going to take something away. Ever. They don't say, Christina, you didn't sell enough products, so you lose this. You just get paid every single month for the value that you bring into the company. People order, you get paid. People order, you get paid. So I love that you're not penalized. That's not like a quota that you have to meet or you're like, get a big red X on your name. Okay. You guys, listen, this was me at the last shopping spree I earned. So fun. We'll talk about that in a second too. Okay. We also have annual sales incentive trips. If you've been following me on social, you know that we actually just got back from one on Tuesday. Our team went to the Dominican Republic, which was amazing. And this was for doing things that would move our business forward. So selling products to customers and helping our customers do the same thing. So this happens once or twice a year. And we've been all over. We've been on cruises. We've been to the Dominican. We've been to Orlando. We have been to Dallas, DC, all over the place. And so what I love about these trips is that anybody at any rank can earn these. I have a friend of mine that I have been friends with for 25 years, and she has told me no to this business for the last, 7 years. And just a couple months ago, she finally said, okay, I'll do it. Jumped in, and you guys, she earned the trip to the Dominican Republic as a brand new person. And so that was super special because some companies, it's only the people at the very tippy top that get to go on these things. And here it's literally anybody who does the work to qualify. And then we have annual leadership trips. Now, these are the trips that are for the top 3 ranks in the company. And it's usually somewhere very luxurious like Maui or Kona or Mayakoba, Mexico. These happen once a year. And the people that are earning these trips, these are people who are making 6 figures. They're getting the Lexus car bonus or the lifestyle bonus. And then they're treated to this trip every single year for them and a guest. So that's kind of something to look forward to. Going to Hawaii, I'm telling you, was one of the reasons I decided to say yes. I'm like, if I can go to Hawaii on the company's dime, sign me right up. And so we're actually going to Hawaii for the 3rd time in September. And we have been to Mayakoba, Mexico twice, which was amazing. Okay, so why Freedom Team? What makes this team the best team to work with? Well, I think when you come into our team, you're going to realize that our culture is very, very different. We absolutely have a bend toward leadership development. We're not going to mess around when it comes to mindset, when it comes to just kind of figuring out what we have to do to become better. There will be some teams, some organizations that they just wish it was easier. And over here on Freedom Team, we don't really care about it being easier. We just want to know how we can get better. What can we do to grow? What can we do to change things? We absolutely have a growth mindset, a solution mindset. You won't find us hanging out and, pitying ourselves as victims when things feel hard. We just dig in and we get better. So Our team does book clubs. We do weekly training calls. We do some group coaching sessions. So whatever you need to be successful, whether that's encouragement or accountability or a swift kick in the pants like me, you can absolutely find that here. So we've got full-time workers. We have stay-at-home moms. We have pastors' wives. We have nurses. We have you name the profession, there's someone here who is that. And so it just makes us a very well-rounded team and one where you're able to just come in and fit right in. So Freedom Team is absolutely one of the best gifts of my life. So here's the thing, you guys. Why not you? Why not you? What is it that you're believing in your brain? And I know you are, because I did the same thing. And you're thinking, man, that all sounds great for her. But she doesn't know this about me. She doesn't know that I am an introvert. She doesn't know that I'm a single mom. She doesn't know that I have to work 2 jobs, not just one. She doesn't know that I've tried other opportunities like this before and I have failed. I have lost money. I have lost influence. She doesn't know that my husband is so not supportive. He doesn't even know I'm on this call. She doesn't know that I'm broke and I don't even know how I'm going to afford the $100 to get started. Whatever you're believing about yourself, what I want you to know is that there is someone here on this team who had the same hang up. And the reality is no one's coming to save you, but you absolutely have what it takes within you to save yourself. I really, really believe that in order for you to create a great reward here, it requires some faith, and it requires you to say, okay, if other people have done this, I just have to be willing to learn what they've learned, fail forward, give it time to grow, and be open to feedback. So I would challenge you to think, like, what do I want my life to look like in 5 years? In 5 years, if you wake up and everything in your life is exactly the same, would you be satisfied? Would you be satisfied? And if the answer is yes, then listen, let me save you the trouble of doing this. Because in order for you to wake up and be willing to take uncomfortable action, there's going to have to be something driving you. And I've seen 2 things like change people: when you're desperate or when you're inspired. And if you're those things, then you absolutely have what it takes to build this. If you're sick and tired of your circumstances being the way that they are, and you're willing to become better to change them, you can do this. There's no reason that you can't. There's no reason that you can't have $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month coming in before the end of this year. There's just no reason that you can't. Some people will. And if some people will, then that means that you have the potential to as well. Okay, so how do you live without regret? Listen, the girl that joined me this year, I told you I've been pursuing her for years. I can't tell you how many times she has said, what if I had just listened to you back then? How much further would I be? And listen, I'm pumped for her to be here now, but I hear that little twinge of regret in her words. And so listen, don't say good for her. Instead say, why not me? I have my own flaws, you guys. I'm impulsive. I interrupt people. I obviously don't know how to work the Zoom. Like, I have my own thoughts. I'm not perfect. But what I am is hardworking and consistent. And you have control over you being those things. We can teach you the skill set. But will you show up for the small tasks? Will you be willing to bet on yourself? Are you willing to be coachable and me say, hey, listen, actually, that wasn't quite right. Next time, let's try it this way. Are you willing to feel the fear? It's fearful to put yourself out there to tell somebody, hey, I'm going to build this thing. You know, it's fear. That feels very vulnerable, because what if they roll their eyes? What if they tell you all the horror stories of the 10 friends that they know who tried and they all failed? Like, what if? That feels fearful and vulnerable. But what if you go find the people that are being successful? If you were to go and tell somebody who's crazy successful, hey, I'm going to do something to better my family, just know 9 times out of 10, they're going to encourage you. You very rarely will be criticized by someone doing more than you're doing. So consider the source with the criticism. And are you willing to bet on yourself? Why not you. Okay, so time to start. Listen, I hope that you're here and I hope that you're thinking, oh man, this is so cool. I want to do what she's doing. Reach out to whoever invited you here and just say, hey, listen, I want in on that mentorship. I would love a step-by-step guide for how to start making bank for my family. Some of you are going to be money motivated because of what the money can do for you. Some of you are going to be community motivated because you just want to hang out with me more. And that's totally fine too. Some of you are going to be motivated by a lot of different things, but it starts with you saying, I'm ready to do this. Get your products ordered as a VIP. Get your training started. We've got, the mentorship calls. We've got some kickoff calls. We've got everything that you could possibly need to be successful here. So let somebody know that you are ready to get started. Or if you've got questions, let them know that too. And let's just continue this dialogue. All right, you guys. Well, that is all I have for you. Thank you guys so much for jumping on tonight and putting up with my technical difficulties. But I hope this was helpful, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.